National parks are often seen as serene and beautiful escapes from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. But sometimes nature's beauty hides a darker, more dangerous side. In today's video, we'll delve into tragic cases where hikers were eaten alive by wild animals in the national parks of the USA. Prepare yourselves for some truly harrowing tales.
Case 1. Our first story takes us to the picturesque Buttermilk Trail near West Yellowstone, Montana. A place where the wilderness beckons adventurers to explore its rugged beauty. But for 48-year-old Amy Adamson, that call to adventure ended in tragedy. It was a regular day when Amy set out on the trail, perhaps eager to soak in the serene landscape. But what she encountered was far from peaceful. On July 22nd, 2023, Amy was found lifeless, the result of a brutal attack by a grizzly bear. The bear, known to the authorities for its previous aggressive behavior, had left unmistakable tracks near her body. The investigation revealed a horrifying truth. Amy had died from severe blood loss caused by the bear's powerful claws and teeth. The bear that took Amy's life was later euthanized after breaking into a nearby home. But the scars left on her family, friends, and the community remain. Amy's story is a stark reminder of the dangers that lurk in the wild, even on a seemingly peaceful day.
Case 2. The Cougar Incident in Glacier National Park. Next, we journey to Glacier National Park, where 30-year-old Scott Rokeach faced a fatal encounter with a cougar. On August 26, 1998, Scott was hiking alone near the Deer Mountain Trail when the cougar attacked. Cougars, also known as mountain lions, are elusive predators. On that fateful day, Scott unknowingly entered the cougar's territory. The attack was swift and brutal, with the cougar overpowering him in moments. By the time rangers discovered his body, it was clear he had been partially consumed. While cougar attacks are rare, they are often fatal. This case highlights the need for vigilance and awareness of your surroundings when hiking in predator territory. Case 3. The wolf pack attack in Denali National Park. Our third case takes us to the wild expanses of Denali National Park. In May 2010, Candace Berner, a 32-year-old teacher and avid runner, was out for a jog when she encountered a pack of wolves. Candace was running along a remote road near the village of Chignik Lake when the wolves attacked. Despite her efforts to escape, the pack overpowered her. Her body was found the next day, showing signs of predation. Wolves usually avoid humans, but this tragic event underscores the importance of being cautious in their habitat, especially when alone. Case 4. The black bear attack in the Great Smoky Mountains. Now, we move to the Great Smoky Mountains, where 16-year-old Gabriel Alexander was attacked by a black bear on April 13, 2000. Gabriel, along with his brother and a friend, was on a camping trip in the backcountry. While the boys were exploring the area, a black bear approached their campsite. The bear attacked Gabriel, dragging him into the woods. Despite their efforts, his companions couldn't save him. His partially eaten body was found later by park rangers. This heartbreaking incident highlights the need for proper food storage and safety measures when camping in bear country.
Next, we move to the quiet town of Downeyville, California, where a historic first occurred. In November 2023, 71-year-old Patrice Miller was enjoying the comfort of her home when her life was violently interrupted by a black bear. Patrice's home was her sanctuary, but that sense of security was shattered when the bear broke in. Authorities later found evidence that the bear had fed on Patrice's remains, a chilling discovery that sent shockwaves through the state. This attack marked the first documented fatal black bear attack in California, a state where such incidents are incredibly rare. The bureaucratic hurdles that followed only added to the tragedy, as it took time to track down and euthanize the bear responsible. Patrice's death serves as a haunting reminder that even the most familiar and safe environments can become scenes of unimaginable horror. On September 29, 2023, a couple's peaceful camping trip turned deadly when they were attacked by a grizzly bear. Doug Inglis and Jenny Gousset, both 62, were experienced outdoor enthusiasts who had a deep respect for nature. But on that fateful night, as they slept under the stars, a grizzly bear attacked their campsite. When a response team arrived early the next morning, they found Doug, Jenny, and their dog tragically deceased. The bear, still aggressive and dangerous, was euthanized on the spot. This attack was particularly shocking because it involved experienced campers who had likely taken all necessary precautions. It's a grim reminder that no amount of preparation can fully protect us from the wild's unpredictability.
On June 22, 2016, 28-year-old Matthew Riggins decided to explore the park's wilderness. Little did he know it would be his last adventure. Matthew was snorkeling in a secluded area when he encountered a large alligator. The gator attacked, and despite his struggle, Matthew was dragged underwater. His remains were discovered 10 days later, partially consumed by the predator. This case serves as a grim reminder of the dangers lurking in the waters of the Everglades and the importance of respecting wildlife habitats.
Glacier National Park, a place of rugged beauty and towering peaks, is also home to one of the most feared predators in North America, the grizzly bear. In August 1967, two young women, Michelle Coons and Julie Helgeson, were looking for adventure, excitement, and peace. They had no idea that a single night would become the darkest in Glacier's history. That night, the wilderness turned into a scene of terror. Michelle and Julie, camping miles apart, became the unfortunate targets of grizzlies on the same night. It was almost unthinkable. As the bears, driven by hunger, searched for food, Michelle and Julie never stood a chance. Imagine the fear they must have felt, the desperate hope that someone would come. But no one did. The attacks happened in silence, miles apart, in the vast, unforgiving wilderness. When rangers finally arrived, the damage had already been done. These two bright young women lost their lives in a place they came to find peace. Their deaths forced the park to rethink its safety measures, but the pain of those losses still lingers today. For most families, a visit to Disney World is a magical escape. But for the Graves family, that dream turned into a nightmare they could never have imagined. In June 2016, Lane Graves, a 2-year-old boy, was playing by the water's edge, just steps away from his parents. Laughter filled the air, and for a moment everything seemed perfect. But then, everything changed. An alligator, unseen and deadly, lurked beneath the surface. In an instant, little Lane was snatched. His father's heart-wrenching screams filled the air as he dove into the water, trying to save his son. But it was too late. The alligator had dragged him under. The grief that followed is unimaginable. The world watched in shock and sorrow as the search for Lane came to its tragic conclusion. His parents, now left with a void that could never be filled, would never see their little boy's smile again. Lane's death was a painful reminder that even in the most unexpected places, nature can strike. It was a tragedy that broke the hearts of a family and a nation. Next, we explore the life and tragic death of Timothy Treadwell. Better known as the Grizzly Man, an individual whose passion for bears led him down a path of no return. Timothy William Dexter, born in 1957, seemed destined for an ordinary life. But the ordinary didn't satisfy him. By his 20s, Timothy found himself at a crossroads, struggling with alcohol addiction and searching for a deeper meaning in life. It wasn't until he first set foot in Alaska's Katmai National Park in the late 1980s that he found what he was looking for: grizzly bears. It was here, among the grizzlies, that Timothy transformed into the Grizzly Man. He dedicated his life to living among these wild creatures, documenting their lives and advocating for their protection. But with each passing year, his obsession with the bears grew more intense, blurring the line between admiration and peril. Timothy Treadwell often said, "I've found a home here, among the bears. They are not monsters. They are misunderstood, and I'm here to protect them." For 13 summers, the Grizzly Man returned to Katmai, spending months in complete isolation, often without any form of protection. He believed he had a special bond with the grizzlies, one that set him apart from the rest of humanity. Timothy's footage, hours of intimate interactions with the bears, showed a man deeply in love with the wild, but it also revealed a dangerous level of comfort. As Timothy's relationship with the bears deepened, so did his disregard for the risks. Friends and wildlife experts warned him that his actions were reckless. The bears were not pets. They were wild animals, unpredictable and potentially deadly. He used to say, "I understand the bears like no one else. I'm not afraid. I'm part of their world now." In September 2003, Timothy Treadwell returned to Katmai for what would be his final season. This time, he was accompanied by Amy Huguenard, his girlfriend. The bears were preparing for hibernation, hungry, aggressive, and unpredictable. Despite the heightened danger, the Grizzly Man decided to stay. On the night of October 5th, 2003, the unthinkable happened. A bear, likely one Timothy had never encountered, invaded their camp. In a matter of minutes, Timothy and Amy were brutally attacked. The next morning, when rangers arrived, they found the horrifying aftermath, a scene that spoke of nature's unforgiving wrath. The final moments of Timothy and Amy's lives were captured in an audio recording, a chilling reminder of the grizzly's raw power. The Grizzly Man's journey, driven by passion, had ended in the very jaws of the creatures he sought to protect. Timothy Treadwell's story is one of intense passion, deep obsession, and ultimately, tragic loss. As the Grizzly Man, he showed us the beauty and ferocity of nature, but his tale is also a stark reminder that the wilderness, no matter how admired, remains untamed and dangerous. The legacy of the Grizzly Man lives on through his footage, his message, and the haunting story of a man who loved nature too much. What would you do if you found yourself face to face with one of nature's deadliest predators, an African lion? This horrifying question became a reality for one man whose life was tragically cut short by a lion attack. It was an ordinary day in the heart of Africa, deep within a popular safari destination in South Africa. Our victim, a 38-year-old experienced guide named James Matthews, had been living his dream of exploring the wild for the past 10 years. Known for his passion for wildlife and adventure, James was a seasoned tour guide who had led many expeditions in the African wilderness. His love for nature brought him close to the most majestic animals of the savanna. But little did he know, this trip would be his last. On that fateful day, James had just finished leading a safari group and decided to go for a walk alone, to unwind, as he often did. The sun was setting, casting an orange glow over the landscape. The air was peaceful, yet there was something unsettling about the stillness. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a male lion appeared, stalking him silently through the tall grass. By the time James realized what was happening, it was too late. Lions are known for their stealth and precision, and this was no different. With a powerful lunge, the lion tackled James to the ground. He fought back, trying to defend himself, but the lion's strength was overwhelming. The predator's jaws clamped around his neck, and the attack became vicious. Witnesses reported hearing distant cries, but help couldn't arrive in time. This was no random event. Lions are territorial animals, and experts believe the attack was triggered by James unknowingly crossing into the lion's territory. The male lion, known for being highly protective, reacted aggressively to the perceived threat. In the wild, even seasoned experts like James are vulnerable. This is nature at its rawest, unpredictable and deadly.
A tiger attack that ended the career of one of the world's most famous illusionists. This is the story of Roy Horn, a legendary performer who was suddenly thrust into a life-or-death battle during what should have been a mesmerizing show. What went wrong that night? How did the unimaginable happen? And what was the aftermath for both man and beast? Stay with us as we uncover the chilling details of the fatal tiger attack that forever changed the world of magic. Siegfried and Roy were the kings of Las Vegas entertainment. Their shows were legendary, combining magic, illusion, and an air of danger by incorporating live exotic animals. Most notably, their majestic white tigers. With nearly 5,750 performances under their belts, they captivated audiences for decades. Roy Horn, the more daring of the duo, had an undeniable bond with these wild creatures. He was often called the Animal Whisperer, believing he had a deep, almost spiritual connection with his tigers. His favorite, a 7-foot, 380-pound white tiger named Manticore, was a star in their show. But on the night of October 3rd, 2003, that connection was shattered. It was a sold-out show. The Mirage Hotel and Casino was packed, with audiences excited to witness the world-famous Siegfried and Roy. Roy Horn, then 59 years old, walked onto the stage with Manticore by his side, as he'd done countless times before. But this night would be different, fatally different. As Roy introduced Manticore to the audience, something went wrong. The tiger began to behave unpredictably. Some say the bright stage lights may have disoriented the animal, while others believe Manticore was simply agitated. Roy attempted to redirect the tiger, but in an instant, everything spiraled out of control. Manticore, with a sudden and powerful move, latched onto Roy's neck. The audience thought it was part of the act, but within moments, screams filled the air. Roy was bleeding profusely. Crew members scrambled to help, desperately trying to get the tiger to release its grip. The attack left Roy in critical condition. He was rushed to the hospital, barely clinging to life. The tiger's bite had severed his spine and crushed his windpipe, leaving him partially paralyzed and unable to speak. Doctors worked tirelessly to save his life, but it was clear Roy Horn's career as a magician and animal trainer was over. Against all odds, Roy survived the attack, but his recovery was long and painful. He spent weeks in the hospital, followed by years of intense physical therapy. His ability to walk, speak, and even live independently was severely impacted. The once vibrant magician was now a shadow of his former self. Roy Horn never blamed Manticore for the attack. In fact, he maintained that the tiger had saved his life by dragging him off stage when he collapsed from a stroke, an assertion that remains controversial to this day. Many have speculated about why Manticore attacked Roy that night. Was it instinct, or was it simply a tragic accident? Some experts believe Manticore's behavior was a result of stress and confusion from the lights and sounds of the stage. Others argue that wild animals, no matter how well trained, are unpredictable and dangerous in captivity. The incident raised serious ethical questions about the use of wild animals in entertainment. Should these magnificent creatures be trained to perform for human amusement, or is it simply too dangerous? Despite the tragic ending to their career, Siegfried and Roy left an indelible mark on the world of magic. Their show ran for over 13 years, grossing more than $45 million annually. They were pioneers in blending illusion with wildlife conservation, often donating millions of dollars to animal preservation efforts. Siegfried remained by Roy's side throughout his recovery, a testament to their unbreakable bond. Even though Roy could no longer perform, the duo's legacy lived on in Las Vegas and beyond. The fatal tiger attack on Roy Horn was a grim reminder of the unpredictable nature of wild animals. It also highlighted the deep connection Roy felt with the creatures he loved, a connection that, tragically, ended his career but never his spirit. Today, we remember Roy Horn not only for his magical performances, but for his love of animals and the risks he took to bring a sense of wonder to the world. Was the tiger attack an accident, a tragic misunderstanding, or simply the inevitable outcome of working with such dangerous animals?
Yellowstone National Park, where 57-year-old Lance Crosby met a tragic end. On August 6, 2015, Lance, an experienced hiker, was camping alone near the Lake Village area. As a seasoned outdoorsman, he felt confident navigating the rugged terrain. However, he didn't anticipate the deadly encounter awaiting him. Early in the morning, a grizzly bear, likely a female with cubs, attacked Lance. The bear, defending her territory and cubs, saw Lance as a threat. His partially consumed body was found hours later, covered with dirt and plant material, a common behavior for bears storing their kill. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of wildlife and the importance of carrying bear spray and following park guidelines.
On March 8, 2010, the tranquility of the Alaskan wilderness was shattered by a horrifying discovery. Candice Berner, a 32-year-old special education teacher, met a tragic end in the remote expanse of Denali National Park. This is the chilling account of her final moments, a story of survival gone awry in the unforgiving wilds of Alaska. Candice Berner was a dedicated special education teacher from Pennsylvania who had moved to Alaska in pursuit of adventure and a fresh start. She loved the outdoors and embraced the rugged lifestyle that came with living in such a remote part of the world. Her passion for running often took her on solitary jogs through the pristine wilderness she adored. On that fateful Monday, March 8, 2010, Candice set out for a late afternoon run on a remote trail near the village of Chignik Lake. The sun was setting, casting long shadows across the snow-covered landscape. Little did she know she was not alone. As Candice jogged along the trail, she encountered a pack of wild wolves. These apex predators, driven by hunger, saw her as prey. In a brutal and rare attack, the wolves took her down. Evidence from the scene suggested a desperate struggle for survival, but Candice stood no chance against the ferocity of the pack. When Candice failed to return home, concerned villagers initiated a search. Hours later, they stumbled upon a gruesome scene. Candice's lifeless body lay in the snow, covered in bite marks and surrounded by wolf tracks. The horror of the discovery sent shockwaves through the small community. Wildlife officials launched an immediate investigation. The bite marks and tracks confirmed the involvement of wolves, making Candice Berner the first confirmed fatal wolf attack in Alaska's history. The rare nature of such an attack prompted questions about the wolves' behavior and the circumstances that led to this tragedy. The tight-knit community of Chignik Lake was devastated. Friends and family remembered Candice as a vibrant, caring individual who had made a significant impact on her students' lives. Memorials were held in her honor, and the community rallied together to support each other in the wake of the tragedy. Experts weighed in on the unusual nature of the attack. Wolves typically avoid humans, but a combination of factors, including scarce food resources and harsh winter conditions, may have driven the pack to such desperate measures. This incident sparked a broader discussion about human-wildlife interactions and the challenges of coexisting with nature's predators. Candice Berner's tragic death left a lasting legacy. Her passion for education and the outdoors inspired many, and her story serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable dangers of the wilderness. In her memory, The community increased awareness about safety while exploring the wild and took measures to prevent such tragedies from happening again. As we remember Candice Berner, let us honor her adventurous spirit by exploring the wilderness with respect and caution.
How to avoid encounters. 1. Make noise while hiking. Most animals will avoid humans if they hear you coming. Clap, shout, or use bear bells. 2. Travel in groups. Predators are less likely to approach larger groups of people. 3. Be aware of your surroundings. Keep your distance from animals. Avoid dense vegetation near water. And always check for signs of recent animal activity, like tracks or scat. 4. Store food properly. Use bear-proof containers or food lockers when camping in bear country. Never leave food unattended. 5. Avoid areas with known activity. Check park alerts and ranger warnings for recent animal sightings before venturing into areas with reported animal activity. While encounters with grizzly bears, alligators, and wolves are rare, the key to surviving is preparation and staying calm under pressure. The outcome of these situations largely depends on your ability to follow safety protocols and respect wildlife from a safe distance. Always carry the necessary tools like bear spray. Be aware of the wildlife in the area and take preventive measures to ensure a safe and enjoyable adventure in the wild.